Also happening in court today, New Jersey Senator Bob Menendez's second corruption trial began in Manhattan federal courts.
That's right. He is accused of taking part in a bribery scheme that allegedly used the Democratic senator's office to carry out political favors with the governments of Egypt and Qatar.
Fox 5's Richard Giacobis is live outside of the courthouse in Lower Manhattan with the latest on today's jury selection. Richard?
Natasha Bianco, 102 prospective jurors sat in that courtroom today, and many of them raised their hands when the judge asked if they could stay for the 7 weeks of this trial. A lot of them said they could not, which caused the delay. This, a trial of a New Jersey senior senator who's accused of accepting bribes, a trial, again, that could take up to 7 weeks. And today was jury selection. Tomorrow, opening statements could begin. Three-term Democratic New Jersey Senator Bob Menendez walked into the federal courthouse this morning for the second corruption trial of his political career. This one, a potential make or break for the once powerful head of the Foreign Relations Committee, who's accused of using his position to accept bribes, hundreds of thousands of dollars in bribes, cash, gold bars, and a Mercedes-Benz, all in exchange for favors to help 3 New Jersey businessmen and enrich 2 foreign governments in Egypt and Qatar. One of the charges reveals that Senator Bob Menendez was conspiring to act as a foreign agent.
Just taking the evidence that's been presented in this case so far and that's been reported, it seems like a very strong case. It seems like there was a quid pro quo.
The judge in court today outlined the 18-count indictment against Menendez and 2 businessmen who are on trial as co-defendants, warning lawyers and prosecutors to act in good faith. All 3 have pleaded not guilty, while a third businessman, Jose Uribe, pleaded guilty back in March, agreeing to cooperate with prosecutors. Former federal prosecutor and attorney David Katz says this case could very well be a slam dunk.
He's in very bad shape, particularly because of the gold bars and the things that seem to have been done to, take money in a way that was very hard for the government to trace. And now the government traced it and found it. But what choice does he have? I guess from his point of view, he hopes that he could save his reputation.
Menendez, who has faced numerous calls from his Democratic colleagues to resign, has described the charges as, quote, salacious, refusing to step down. In court papers, lawyers have revealed they plan to argue the senator had no knowledge of some of what occurred and that it was his wife who kept him in the dark.
It happened, below my level. Yes, it's a classic, defense in white-collar cases.
Menendez's wife will stand trial in July. Senator Menendez says he will not seek re-election this fall on the Democratic ticket, but he's not ruling out a run as an independent. Now, when he was charged with these indictments back in September, Menendez says, his words, prosecutors get it wrong sometimes. He faces decades in prison if convicted. We're live in Lower Manhattan. Richard Giacobis, Fox 5 News. Natasha.
All right, Richard, thank you.